Guillotine the rest. Learn how to shoot and go train. I'm ready for revolution. I'm ready for revolution. I'm ready for revolution.
So why do I believe socialists, communists, Bernie supporters, liberals, Democrats want to lock me up for wrongthink or worse? Case in point, this story right here. This happened a few days ago with Project Veritas, as you saw in the Stinger video before this. Washington Times, Sanders camp mom on pro-Gulag staffer says Iowans don't care about political gossip. Project Veritas footage shows field organizer predicting cities burn if Trump wins. Well, he sort of admitted to the fact that cities will burn, they have burned, and they will burn later on. Now, it's funny that he says this. Now, this is free speech, and he can say whatever he wants. But he's sort of alluding to the fact that this will happen. So a Bernie Sanders campaign aide dismissed political gossip Wednesday after Project Veritas sting that caught a undercover video of a radical field organizer singing the praises of gulags, revolution, and re-education. That means that if you don't believe, even if you're a liberal and you don't believe his way of doing business, he believes that you belong in a gulag for re-education purposes. And by the way, this is probably getting into the story. He said gulags weren't that bad. Misty Rebick, the Iowa state director for Sanders' campaign, said that the Iowans don't care about political gossip. Really? I kind of care what he says because this sort of alludes to the fact that this is what Bernie Sanders believes. This is the people who he attracts. Because I guarantee it, if this was a Bernie or a Trump supporter, he said that he wanted to lock up a certain race or creed or nationality or whatever, it would be directly applied to Donald Trump. But notice how this isn't being directly tied to Bernie Sanders. But it should be, because the reverse would happen, that it would be totally on board. So to be posted by self-described guerrilla journalist James O'Keefe. The hundreds of thousands of Iowans we've talked to this caucus season don't care about political gossip. They care about making, oh God, blah, 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 okay. So they don't care about political gossip, but then they, downshift it and kind of like making sure it's not a big deal. Okay. Her comment came as a first statement by Sanders' camp since Project Veritas released Tuesday undercover footage showing a man identified as the field organizer, Kyle Jurek, predicting cities will burn. That's his quote. If President Trump is reelected and the re-education of Trump voters if Sanders wins. Yeah, really. I'd like to see you try it, Kyle. There's her tweet. I'm going to read more here. Veritas video is released on a second video Wednesday. I'll talk to you about that here shortly. Jurek also said that some Antifa activists were probably on the Bernie campaign. And that he thought the Vermont senator was a secret re-education supporter. Oh, really? That's nice to know. You're not going to get Bernie to say gulags, but like I'm all aboard for gulags, said Jurek in the video. I feel that there needs to be re-education for a significant portion of our society. I think he is too, but you can't. Running for president of the United States, you can't say anything like that. And there's the rub. Project Veritas posted footage showing an investigator asking Sanders campaign staffers about Mr. Jurek in the parking lot in front of the Iowa campaign office, but nobody responded. Yeah, I wouldn't respond either. Veritas cited Federal Election Commission records showing that Mr. Jurek has earned about $11,000 in his 6 months of work for the campaign. He described by a Sanders Iowa director on Twitter as one of the campaign's top-tier organizers. During that time, Mr. Jurek, 38, has been arrested twice in Polk County on drug and intoxication charges. A stellar citizen, if I say so myself. Most recent on January 7th for driving while intoxicated, violating probation, and possession of drug paraphernalia, according to Polk County Sheriff's Office. What do you say about that there, guinea pig? What do you think? I know what you think. The Washington Times has reached out for comment to the Sanders campaign. Major presidential primary candidates, Mr. Sanders is seeking the 2020 Democratic nomination, typically employ hundreds of paid staffers. You think there would be a vetting process. You think. So, that was the first one. See, what James O'Keefe does, he'll put this video out, knowing that there's going to be more, and hoping that they respond to it. And of course, they didn't respond. Kind of. So here's the second one. Second Bernie Sanders staffer praises Gulag. By the way, there will be a third one. A second field organizer for Senator Bernie Sanders, Iowa, Independent Vermont, Whatever. 2020 campaign has said it expressed support for gulags. Here comes that good old giving the thumbs up to gulags. Martin Weisberger, field organizer for the campaign, made the comments to an undercover Project Veritas reporter. Weisberger said he's ready for the expletive revolution. Really? Try it there, buddy. Try it. And he hopes that to guillotine the rich. Yeah. Then you'd have to guillotine Bernie Sanders because he's rich? And send Republicans to re-education camps. Now we have a theme. You see, first it was just an opinion of one person. Now we have a theme. Do we just dissolve the Senate, House Reps, the judicial branch, and have somebody like Bernie Sanders and a cabinet of people make all the decisions for the climate? He said, I'm serious. What will help is when we send all the Republicans to re-education camps. So is that what they're going to do? Someone you don't agree with, you're going to send him to a re-education camp? Interesting. This is where the video comes up. Weisberger said that gulags, or a system of forced labor camps established by the Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin, were originally founded as re-education camps. He claimed that the Americans went to work on the Belomorkanal, a canal that linked the White Sea to the Baltic Sea. It was the first project exclusively constructed by prisoners, slaves if you will, including innocent people who were imprisoned under the country's legal system. Quote-unquote legal system. Tens of thousands of people have died building the canal, which was dug with hand tools. Weisberger's quote, "It's a beautiful thing." Yeah, to imprison people without much without any evidence, and make them dig a canal hundreds of miles with hand tools. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Unbelievable. Notice how this campaign attracts people like this. Weisberger said he studied the Soviet Union and learned that America at present has more people in prison than the Soviet Union did at the height of gulags. I don't think that's true, but who knows? Oh boy. The Soviet Union was not horrible. Okay, that's your opinion, buddy. He said, adding that he believes women's rights were a top priority under the Soviet system. This guy's total soy boy. Look at this guy. Jeez. Weisberger in the footage expressed support for fighting if Sanders loses in the 2020 election, saying, quote, "I'll straight up get armed. I want to learn how to shoot and go train," unquote. You got that backwards, buddy. It's funny, though. It's that they'll send cops to people who went to the rally in Virginia, but they won't send cops after guys like this. Imagine that. This guy actually saying he's telling you what he's going to do. He's conspiring, technically. The field organizer said that Sanders, a self-described socialist, is a center-left, while he is a Marxist or far-left. No, Sanders is far-left. He's with you, buddy. He's with you. Another field organizer for Kyle Jurek, which we just talked about, want people who support Donald Trump be tossed into gulags. The Sanders campaign still hasn't issued a statement on Jurek, who was paid more than $10,000 by the campaign. A field organizer for the campaign have since locked their Twitter accounts. Weisberger's Twitter was deleted on January 21st. Project Veritas is an investigative journalism nonprofit. Exactly. So what I want to do, I want to show you this right here. This is what I did a quick Google search on who reported on these two people here, for their ideas, their ideals, and their support of gulag. When you pull up Sanders campaign gulags on Google search, here's what you get. You get something from the Church Militant, Washington Times, Real Clear Politics. Do you see NBC, CBS, NBC, Fox? No, we do not. I wonder why. So let's go to the second page. Babylon Bee, of course, that's satire. Twitter, JPost, PJ Media. Okay, let's go to the third one. Red State, The Blaze. That's on page 3. Daily Caller. WIBC, I don't know what that is. Law Enforcement Today. Liberty Nation. Anything? Washington Examiner. Minnesota Sun. Reddit. But you see what I'm getting at here. Okay. There's Zero Hedge. That's on page 5. Go to 6. Get liberty. Truth about guns. Daily dot. See what I'm getting at here is the lamestream media. I hate to use that term, but it's exactly what it is. They don't report on stuff like this. Why? Because they endorse what this guy said on Bernie Sanders' campaign. They want people like you and I who do not agree with the liberal socialist ideology to be put in gulag. At worst, be put to death. So as you can see, this is just par for the course for anybody who supports Bernie Sanders, who's a socialist, who's a communist, who's a Marxist, a Trotskyite, a Stalinist, a Leninist, a Pol Potist, if you really want to go that route. All these people who want Bernie Sanders to be president want you to know that if you don't agree with their ideology or the way they want to conduct government, they want to take your rights away, put you in a re-education camp at best, and then if that doesn't work, well, make you dig a canal until you die. You gotta love the tolerant and loving nature of socialists, communists, and Marxists like Bernie Sanders and the people that he attracts. Gotta love it.